Welcome to Book Off Downtown. Sinister still here. So it was not too bad. As you can see, two guys were literally going through books and pops. We did still have a number of pops, but they kind of did a number as well. As you can see, big holes. Not sure what was going on. If this was their first, them getting into pops, or if they own a store and needed merchandise, so they came to Book Off. Either way, in a small little ideal, they did us a favor, sort of. As you can see, a lot of pops were gone.
Not a lot though.
Can't tell you what they bought, but pops alone came out to about $219. And they had several baskets, so it couldn't have been great pops.
Oh, okay, thank you.
But definitely more to them. They still had quite a few pops, which is insane. Not too bad for video games. There was stuff that I wanted to buy last time. I just can't remember what it was.
$50. Damn.
Definitely some great stuff in this, as usual.
Killer Stain. Supergirl, $90. Holy crap.
What?
That went up in price.
Oh, you have it?
Yeah, that's the one you... Yeah?
I didn't get to one, did I?
No. Not that one.
I thought you was. Don't remember.
I'm pretty sure I've seen that Professor X before. So I'm kind of wondering how much that cost. Still a number of great games definitely need to buy some. Try and finish up my gaming collection. So welcome to Pearlridge Hot Topics. They still had a stock of the horror props. Michael Myers, Reagan, Killer Clowns. They had some Ahsoka stuff. Mewtwo caught my eye. I have to admit it. But I'm holding out for Ash. Mr. Ho refilling the pop section. Of course, at Pearlridge, we gotta stop off at HI Collectors, Hoy Collectors, their little chaos. They had 2 Batmobiles that were pretty cool. Pikachu. Couple Spider-Man. I'll be honest. Like I said before, I'm waiting for Ash. As far as Hot Wheels go, honestly, I kind of want to collect. So I have Knight Rider kit. I would love to have the 18 van, the General Lee, the Coyote from Hardcastle McCormick, and probably Blue Thunder and Airwolf, if they ever made any of them. They would be crazy. So they actually had most of the new Power Rangers pops, which is insane. I don't think I've ever seen the entire collection together. Some Pokemon, baseball, football cards. They had the new Ben Riley. The other Spider-Girl. As always, they do have some great stuff. It's just, do I need it now? So welcome to Pearlridge Box Lunch. I still trip out at this collection of statues from different animes. They had some restock for pots. Raven Simone, believe, Xenon, and Nebula. But nothing that I really needed. Thank God. So we're at Pearlridge Book Off, and as usual, there's some good stuff in the window. And as usual, when I go down an aisle, nobody's there. When I start filming, everybody wants to go to the exact same place I'm at. Like I said, there's some pretty good stuff in the window. Definitely a few things I would probably get. So after I took that, probably about 10 minutes, Morticia and Cousin It were gone. They did have Ultimo Dragon, but for some reason, he was $40. I'm pretty sure he's cheaper at GameStop. They still have the Legacy Morpher, which is pretty damn cool. But $200 I could definitely spend on something else. Get a couple other things. 2 Hordax and a new He-Man. For the Masterverse collection. I wouldn't say Origins. It's not classics though, but it's the original reboot of Mechanic. All these AEW wrestlers. I don't understand why you buy them all and then sell them all. I can understand maybe a couple. Maybe you wanted a couple and then you changed your mind. The only G.I. Joe classified I saw was Lady J, which was interesting. They had quite a few Star Wars Black series. Some new, a lot of Japanese systems. Definitely some great games I'd be buying. Some great Japanese games. Fatal Frame 1 and 2 for Xbox. A lot of great games. A lot of great old games that's expensive. That's kind of new, the Hercules. I've actually don't think I've ever seen one. At least in person. Some good pops? It's definitely some things worth getting, I guess. Keep seeing a lot of this Death character.
Oh my god!
Death Woman.
Logan, come here!
I think she's from Marvel.
Logan, come here!
They had both versions of Mojo Jojo. Some Cowboy Bebop. Geordie LaForge. I mean, it's not like we see him a lot. Surprisingly, they had a He-Man. Not surprisingly, it was about $40. They had a Scooby I've never seen before. Definitely Pop's worth getting. If you're into big, they actually had one of those. So, the thing I've noticed is there's a lot more people trying to collect Pops now, but they're collecting specific ones that are worth money, but they don't want to pay a lot for them. I kind of understand the not paying a lot for them, but I mean, if they're gonna be worth money, you're gonna have to pay a lot for them. If you haven't noticed my collection, I'm looking for specific Pops, yes, but it's not about the money, it's about would say nostalgia, but I guess it's more than that. It's the best thing could, the best way I could put it is when people see my pop collection, I just want them to understand literally who my favorite characters are, uh, for them to say, wait, I remember that show, that movie, that specific character. Or possibly I didn't know that person played that character. Of course, a lot of the things about book off and used pops are they do have a lot of the pops nobody really wants. From the live action TV series on Disney Plus to the What If series on the Disney Plus. Which is literally almost the first 3 or 4 rows in book off. At least in the Pearlridge one. The Eternals. Shang-Chi. Again, why are you buying stuff if you don't really want them? Right? Well, we're up in Millilani, so welcome to Morning Glories. I thought this would be more of a toy store, but that still had some pretty cool stuff. I guess, it reminds me of a Sanrio store without being Sanrio. They had, if you're looking for art stuff, they had quite a bit of art stuff. A couple pops. A lot of plushies. I, I honestly was having a blast in this store looking at stuff. They have a collection of Beanie Bellies. Beanie Bellies. Almost everything is imported. Couple shirts. Like I said, some great art stuff. Lots of plushies. And the best thing is, it comes with its own watchdog. So, welcome to Poindexters. Books, cards, collectibles, music. So they have like these small tables out front with CDs. These 2 small rooms that you can go in with window views. It's basically two stores. So a store and a half is literally books, which is insane. Basically, more of a bookstore than book off. All used books of all types. I had a blast. You can sit down and read, as it's a library. They also serve drinks, tea, and from what I've seen, little snacks. I'm not sure which ones. They do have a kiddie section, which is literally the half of the second room. Kids, teens, young adults. Again, more seats, window seats to sit down and read. Don't really have to buy the books, but it would suck if you started reading something and somebody actually came and bought the book. I don't think I've ever seen something like this in Hawaii before, which is pretty awesome. It's the last two rows is actually for DVDs. Back and front on the first row. And the last row is literally one-sided. I think Book Off has more. Then you got this little section for records, a little section for manga. Some collectibles. Employees only. I know I need some DVDs. I just couldn't remember which ones. I'm still trying to go through my entire mess of a collection,
I know, I'm looking for
shorten it, and figure out what I want to keep. The best thing though is they had these two DVD players set up to test the DVDs. They also have comics and this huge, well, I wouldn't say huge wall, but a pretty big wall of Funkos. And then on the top, they have Transformers, or some collectibles. Now, unfortunately, their Funko collection is not as big as Book Off, either version. Honestly, their Funko collection is not as big as my collection. It did have a few pretty cool things. But literally, you could probably find most of these in Book Off. But to be fair, you can't really sit down and read a book you literally could probably spend an hour or two in here if you're into reading. They did have some comics. They did have Wednesday with the cello. I don't think I've seen Wednesday.
2 Wednesdays with the cellos.
At least not that version. They had Jubilee,
Jubilee.
which I've seen before, but it's been a while. I will say their pops are
Antenna.
priced pretty
See every day.
good. It's not great, but it's. I think their pops are priced better than Bookoff. Not a bad collection. They also had some graphic novels, a small collection of them. I think it was definitely worth my time to come up here, but possibly not yours.